All right, good evening. We would like to call to order the Tuesday, April 3rd, 2018, Nassau County Interim Finance Authority meeting. And I guess we'll consider the first item, which is the approval of the minutes.
I will move the approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. In recognition, we have a special guest here this evening, the county executive. I'd like to offer an opportunity if she would like to come and make any comments before the board, and thank you for coming down.
Thank you very much for letting me speak. I want to thank you for the work that you're doing, and I just generally want to say I'm looking forward to a good relationship going forward. You know, you have seen the budget that we've given to you, and hoping that you find it acceptable. And of course, we're open to conversation and flexibility. So going forward, I'm looking forward to working together to benefit all of Nassau County.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate the hard work that we know that went into putting together this plan and these modifications. And we'll talk a little bit about our analysis and our observations, but we do appreciate the work that went into this, and that the fact that you're taking the matters of the county's fiscal health as a top priority. We do recognize that and appreciate it.
Absolutely, and I have three members of my fiscal. Actually, I have many members of my fiscal team here, so I won't say hello. I won't name them all, but I want to thank them for their very hard work and their dedication for getting this right. We're committed to it.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is a consideration of issuance of general obligation bonds and bans by Nassau County. Jeremy, would you like to make some comments on this?
So the county has approached us about issuing approximately $162 million in additional debt via both bonds and notes. And all of the projects have been approved by the county legislature for bonding, although not every one of the projects' contracts have been approved by NIFA. Nevertheless, we have no problem in proceeding with the bonding request. The list of projects is attached to the materials that you have there. There's been some suggestion that you may want to lower the amount that the county has requested from us, and in anticipation of that, I plugged the number into the resolution. So if that reduced number is consistent with how much you'd like to lower the county's request, there would be no need to amend it. You would just move the resolution that's there. It should let you know that in the past we've lowered county requests for borrowing to the tune of about $600 million over the years, so it's not that unusual for the county to come to us. Then the board decides that they've overextended themselves and have asked the county to issue less. And if you want to lower this particular request, it wouldn't be inconsistent with what you've done in the past. If you have questions about any of the projects that are listed, and they're all attached to your materials, there are people here from the Department of Public Works and people here from the County Finance Department. So I think I've briefed all of you pretty well on it already, but obviously if you have specific questions about specific projects, et cetera, people are here.
Mr. Chairman, if you will, I'll present the resolution that Jeremy prepared, which does lower the requested amount on the one category of bonds by $5 million even. And I think that resolution 18702 is in our materials. I move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
You can all go home now.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the consideration of county contract for E&E Restoration, Inc.
Yes, this is a contract for $5 million or $2.5 million per year. It's for on-call building construction services, some emergency as needed. It's funded with capital funds, but they have $3.5 million cash available. And so since this is an estimated contract, they may not need as much. If they do need something up to the $5 million later, then we would approve the additional bonding. Any questions?
But at least it's a 2-year contract, so at least
Yes,
the first
it's a 2-year
full year,
contract.
they've
Yes,
got
they
cash
have the
on hand, so we're
first
covered.
full year.
And there's no need to meet on an emergency basis anytime
Correct.
soon.
Mhm.
In that case, I will move resolution 18703, which is the approval of this contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
Thank you.
The next item, last item on our agenda, is an update on the county multi-year financial plan and the acknowledgement of receipt and update of the county on their financial plan as was requested by this board in December to be presented no later than March 15th. And I would ask Evan to give us a overview, a synopsis of the county's modification plan they presented and some discussion of what you see as the more significant material risks that still exist in the budget.
Chairman, you may want to vote on accepting it first as a reso and then have Evan speak, or it could be voted on after.
I don't think we're in any danger of the quorum evaporating, so.
Excuse me?
I don't think we're in any danger of the quorum evaporating, so.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Remind
sure,
you
go
that
ahead.
At some point, you do need to.
Yep,
do have to-
absolutely.
It's a good reminder that we
Yes.
can't just get up and leave when he's done,
Okay.
as much as we might be inclined
So
to.
on March 15th, the county executive submitted tonight for a list of proposed revisions to the 2018 budget. That submission complied with NIFA Resolution 17700, which was approved by the board at its December 7th meeting, and directed the incoming county executive to demonstrate how the administration would manage the budget that was imposed on the county by NIFA for 2018, or in the alternative, to submit a list of actions that the county would take instead to provide an equivalent savings or revenues. Staff reviewed and the revised projections and concluded that the budget, as revised, contains risks that, if not mitigated in the coming months, could lead to a deficit of up to $105 million on a GAAP basis. This estimate includes approximately $49 million in revenue risks and $56 million in expenditure risks. I want to emphasize that our risk projections do not account for costs associated with negotiating new county labor contracts, potentially large legal judgments, and incorporates a projected expenditure of only $70 million for both current and past tax certiorari liabilities. To put these risk projections into historical perspective, they are approximately $3 million higher now than they were back in December, when we estimated the approved budget contained approximately $101 million in projected risks. Although it may sound like the county is moving in the wrong fiscal direction, it is noteworthy that the $105 million in projected risks reflects the administration's decision to fund the $44 million cost of the Restivo judgment with operating revenue, rather than employ fiscal practices that do not contribute to GAAP balance, like using fund balance or additional bond proceeds from county borrowings. So, that's a compliment to the new administration for having taken that step, because our December projections did not account for the Restivo judgment.
So
Yeah.
the short answer is it's 40 million better if not for that. And that went
Correct.
43
Yes.
the other way. Okay.
Yeah, and just for clarification too, when we approved the budget as changed and amended by us back in December, as Evan says, the Restivo judgment wasn't final yet. This became clear January 8th of 2018 when the application to go to the Supreme Court was denied, which made it a judgment due and payable. So there was a lot of discussions whether it was a 2018 cost, 2017 cost. Ultimately, it was determined it's a 2018 cost, and the administration was able to take that into the additional work needed to be done to provide us with this modification that we're asking for today. So I echo Evan's comments in terms of commending the administration for addressing this significant issue.
Okay. I have detailed our risk projections in a memo I previously provided to the board, so I will not go through each one tonight. But you should be aware that a portion of the risk stems from our concerns regarding implementation of various initiatives or the need for legislative approval. And those risks total approximately $66 million. And other risks stem from differences in our projections versus the county's estimates for revenues and expenses. expenditures, and those are approximately 39 million. So that comprises the 105 million. 104.7 million. Overall, our analysis concludes that the projected risk confronting the county will likely impede its chances for ending 2018 in GAAP balance. However, strong management and legislative cooperation is needed for the county to have any chance of meeting that objective, the objective of GAAP balance. The county's conundrum is that several policy decisions articulated by the county executive in the revised budget require legislative approval, and there seems to be little support for any initiatives that raise revenue through higher fees or fines, or reduce expenditures through diminished or eliminated services. So it's currently unclear where compromise can be found. We are closely monitoring the budget and will bring to the board's attention any new or widening variances that develop, and obviously the passage of time makes more difficult the implementation of corrective gap closing actions. So that concludes my comments.
Just a question, Evan, for you, because we spoke about it a number of times in the past. One of the risks that you've identified still remains is the OTB payment expected in 2018. Is that correct?
Well,
And
actually,
just as a follow-up question to that, as far as the amount of money that was supposed to be received by March 31st from OTB, has that yet, portion that was supposed to count towards last year, has that yet been received by the county?
so the county was supposed to receive $3 million by March 31st, a few days ago. As of this afternoon, they had not yet received the $3 million from OTB. That being said, my projections include an assumption that the $3 million would be received, but due to its lateness would count as a 2018 revenue on a GAAP basis. So that $3 million I am crediting for 2018, though the March 31st, 2019 payment of $20 million I have completely at risk, because if they follow the same pattern as this year, it's likely to slip to become a 2019 revenue.
Right. Well, that's why I wanted to highlight it. It's significant number, it's a significant risk, and I would just ask you to work with the county to see if we can firm up the commitments from OTB to get some more certainty around the payment of the $20 million for this year.
And for clarity's sake, I see a few quizzical looks out there. The $3 million would have been related to last year, and it simply wouldn't be received in enough time for it to count toward last year. So its lateness helps this year, but do they get the $20 million that would apply to this year in time, or does it wind up slipping into 19? Because it's a receivable that gets paid at a later date.
Right.
Not on
And
the cash.
should they receive it by March
Then you'll have
31st,
23
2019,
This
it would
year.
still be prorated between fiscal years.
pieces, right?
Right.
OTB's payment runs on the state's fiscal year.
Right, but
not the county.
right, there's a big difference between worrying about getting the $3 million and getting the $20 million. So
Yes.
I want to make sure we concentrate on getting that $20 million as soon as we possibly can. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we have a resolution in our books, and I have a question on just one of the tenets of it before I move it. The resolution acknowledges that we've received this letter from the county executive that we believe it complies with our December 17th order, but it also does order the county to defer the burden of extrapolating these results into the 2019, but it doesn't say by when. Do we have a due date in mind for that?
To be honest with you, we didn't consider a due date, but we'd like it as soon as possible.
And no later than the June update.
So maybe, I would like to offer that, I would like to offer this resolution, but that we add that the county is ordered to extrapolate all that information by June 30th. And I'll move the motion with that amendment.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, carried.
Move to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Wow. One of the quickest. Both executive and